Come on along. What are you doing, maintenance? We haven't done it in 40 years. Water came out of there yesterday. Yep, there you go. Look at the water come out. Yeah, cream it out until she's...
That's just air.
Oh, that's air out of here.
Yeah, because it builds up air when you start. She's draining all night, so.
Okay. Where's the plug?
Not much goes in there. Not even a quart.
Not even a quart, huh? Well, it's better oil than a splash of water, huh? Quart of water.
I'd say.
Okay. I'll let you handle that. I'm just here because I'm not all there. Remember that? All right. Moving on. Doing more grader maintenance, right? See how anal I am when I tell you to wipe them off because them seals are bad enough the way it is? When you pull them off, you don't want to have that all. Oh shit. And you see that? Did you try spinning one? They won't spin because they're locked into that brake thing. We're going to try to get at the clutches in here because this one and the fire one don't work very good. Troy's going to try. Ain't you? Troy Vaughn. This is the throttle. All the way back is wide open. WFO. How much was that? I gotta get me one of them. That's handy as hell.
Throw it on the account.
Throw it on the account. I owe enough to Snappy. I owe, it's off to work I go. Is there little notches for that? Do you want that fancy snap-on tool? I got one laying right on my toolbox. I'll go get it. Never mind. It's gonna be cool. I had to watch the dissection. Oh yeah. Paint. Should probably have a diaper in there. Look at the tar. Oh yuck. That's alright. Talk about tar. That looks like the other day when you had a cold. That looks just like what was dripping out of your nose. Big greenies. You got a long ways to go, I think, before that. You know, there's dowel pins. I see a dowel pin there. There you go. Never had one of these apart, have you? You're working on a 60, I was wrong, see it's a 67-year-old machine. I kept saying 68. Are those things gonna come with it or what? I don't think they're supposed to. These are supposed to. Alright, I gotta put this down and help you. Troy's pissed, I'm pissed, we're all pissed.
Pissed up?
I'm over your shoulder with the camera looking at that gearbox up there.
Pissed
Well,
off or pissed on?
We can't figure out why. You take this whole, what did you call it, a pancake? It's like a mushroom, it's like a diaphragm on a giant valve. Yeah, they make them like that. I only know that because I was around in some weird industries in my life. I don't think we're gonna fix anything either by doing all this shit. I think they're just plumb wore out.
Either way, you gotta get them out.
Well, we'll never know until we get them out. You're right. Just like it shows in the book. Except in the book they make it look easy. You gotta take all them yolks off. Yolks. Casting. Did you get that nut off?
No, I didn't even try.
Excuse me, how did you actually get that nut off over there? Just tap it off with a punch? Oh, you could fit a socket in there? How are you gonna get it back on?
Magic.
Okay. Alright. I think you're gonna have to, I think you'll just have to take this whole enchilada out of here.
I would like to.
You're just trying to technically take the cover off then.
Oh, you should be able to spin. In theory, you should be able to.
In theory. Wait a minute, we got a theory now.
Should be able to take that and spin it.
I'm glad I'm over here picking on you and not Kyle. He's having a bad day for his birthday. Does that look like a pry bar?
No, it's a chisel.
That's a as long as you got your...
No, this. That's right. No,
What?
No, this piece moves. Before it didn't.
Well, it's because you didn't hit it with that special colored chisel.
It did though.
Is that a snap-on one?
No.
You should use a snap-on one, then you can tell him it's just no good when it goes back in the truck and he replaces it for you.
I went through this one about 4 times.
Oh yeah, I know. You gotta have sacrificial screwdrivers.
This one's got the shank all the way through too.
Yeah, I know it. That's what I mean. There was some old school ones that were like that, and you hang on to them forever because they're good for that. I gotta shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, well, we got it apart. We got one out. Yes, it's all PTO driven. The shaft comes from underneath up and turns the center, which turns all those wheels, and when you engage the levers, they got to shift into place. So she's a running, and I thought, oh, we can get this, we can get away without doing this. Just another view. You'll see that in the previous part of it, but what we're finding, what I'm finding, is number 1 or number 2, we found water in these, and you'll probably see that, whatever. There's a worm drive here, big gear, and there's a little gear inside there that all has to turn, which transfers out to here, which raises and lowers the blade. And so that's where, I don't know, in one of my way back videos, you'll see me showing that knuckle buster. You got to engage that one gear into another, and I'll show you right here it is. So this is out of there. This is the brand new part. Troy was just custom fitting it because they didn't take the casting marks and grind it. He's just hand filing it. You see it's got these little grooves in it. This is the old one. And there's 11 springs in there that hold that pressure in this slot. These go like this. And then this is connected to your handle, or your rod, whatever you want to call it. Now I got it all effed up, but you know, you get what I mean. This fork, when you pull on the lever, here, shoots this back and forth into one of these, which are spinning all at a time. Inside of that powertrain there, you get the drift. Troy's gonna be mad at me tomorrow. Oh well, I'll show you. So anyways, yeah, as I was saying, this is how it sits in there. Let me do this without wrecking it again. Come on, one-handed Mike. We'll get you in there yet. Or we'll fail miserably. I love to edit. There it is. Okay, so when the handle, let's pretend that handle's up here, and you want to run the blade down, there's this constantly revolving rack over here and one on this side. And when you pull the handle, it shifts the fork over. And you'll see it right here, this engages. And that's the friction of it. And that's all that runs at. And so what's going on, it'd be up and down, depending on which way you pull the rod. And these are spring returns. I'm amazed at what they did back in the day. They captured these two springs by folding the metal over in some kind of a machine. This is pinned to the yoke, the shifter yoke. So these two springs self-center it. And these are in a certain spot, and they can only go up against, there's a thrust washer here, and there's one that goes on here. So this is all captured in a gear train. Man, the way they engineered back then is just amazing in some respects. Anyway, so these are constantly spinning. There, I'll leave that alone. So we got new ones, just for these outside too, because they call them a clutch brake. And I thought, well, there's some little grooves in there. I haven't measured the overall thickness of where it's wore, but I don't think that's our problem. I really don't. I took it out this morning and tested it, because I think, and this is just my next theory, and we'll see how it proves out, because we're doing it because we have to. Well, because I'm doing it for Pa, so he doesn't break his wrist. Ever since his chemos and stuff, he's gotten pretty weak, and I'm trying to make it so he can go out and grade and do what he's got to do. And anyhow, this was full of water yesterday or the day before, or for how many years, and there's a bearing here, a bearing here, a bearing here, and a big bearing there. Them are greasable, so I think we're fine there. But if this was full of water, I think we're fighting rust and probably a bearing that doesn't want to turn real good. And being that it's all mechanical, all the other functions work awesome, in and out, no problem. The circle reverse, the whatever they call that, left and right, the wheel lean, everything works good. Of course, there's not a lot of resistance there. As soon as we put this blade to the ground and hit the ground, it just was kicking back, and so that's my theory, because there really isn't. This is pretty skookum here. You can't, oops, I used the A word. These just interact right here, and you basically got to hold it in there. And that gear train, it's like a PTO. You're engaging into a live PTO, and so something's going to happen. Either that lever is going to kick back on you, or it's going to stay engaged, and that's going to drive down and get you into the ground. It's your cutting edge. So I had Troy take this all apart. In the good old cat manual, we're going to take this whole thing apart so that we can see and make sure that there isn't any, on the other side, any rusted up bearings, because friction, rusty friction bearings is all going to compound. You got one, let's see, one moving part, two moving parts to transfer the energy out to this little guy, which transfers it, excuse me, there's an angled gear there, goes down to that gear, goes over to a worm drive, has to turn, here's where I think the bearings are bad, is in here, which has to turn this big gear. The worm drives this, which then drives this shaft, which the ball and socket is on, to lift and lower the blade. Now going up, down without a load, it seems to be fine. As soon as you put a load on it, she just kicks back like a mule. So maybe if any of you guys out there know more than me about what to replace, those little, what they call the clutches, are obsolete. I can't get them. The brakes, those little aluminum pieces, I can get them all day long. So he said it used to be a lot better. So the only thing I can think of is that, let's just say that worm drive, the bearings are just craptacular. That's just all the more friction that you have on that handle, pushing that little gear to turn all this giant stuff. So we can't help ourselves. I got other stuff to do, but Dad's gotta, you know, we gotta make him go for as long as he can go yet and see what we can do for him. So that's my driver on this one. It ain't about money here. I'll guarantee you that. We got a lot of time ready into it, and that's okay. Matter of fact, today I told him, I said, Dad, nah, I won't tell that to you now. But anyway, so yeah, these are gonna come out and see what we can get out of there. All right, I'll keep you up to speed as we progress. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.
Present.
Did you guys check the oil?
Present.
Oh, my shoulder hurts today.
Pop her off, big nuts.
Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah.
Did I hear a yeah?
Yeah!
Beep, beep. Way better than it was. You'll be happy about that. Still got oil pressure. See ya. Hey guys, if you'd like to see more, help support the channel, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and the little bell icon next to the subscribe button so you get notifications every time I put up a video. It'd be really appreciated. This gets to be quite a chore sometimes, and every little bit and every one of you subscribers helps, so I'd appreciate it. Click the subscribe, the little bell. Take care. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoy my videos.